What's up guys, Venom RB here, and today we're in Southwest Florida, which is a game I haven't played much since lately for months, and in this video I'm going to be explaining why, in my opinion, Southwest Florida isn't actually as bad or deserves, I feel like, the amount of hate and just bad reputation it has from people who play games like Ultimate Driving, Driving Empire, Horizon, just all those other car games. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So let's just get the bad out of the way right away, or more like the stuff I just don't care for about the game, before we can get into why I've changed my mind on why the game's actually a good, fun game to play, and then why I think it doesn't deserve to be just called a bad game. So obviously my least favorite thing about this game is just the amount of Rogangsters it has. It's not pure Rogangsters, but it is a lot of them. Next, customization is locked behind game passes, but even when you buy all the game passes, you don't have much customization. Like here's with all the game passes, that's all you have. Just you have body paint, wheels, ride height, and tires, which is ultimately not that great. And then I'd say the last thing about this game is some people like to say the map. I think the map's fine, but this is going to be one more other people say, and that's that the map is just bland, being all flat. But if you've ever been to Florida, you'll notice that Florida's really flat, so it's pretty realistic. So now let's get into like why I think this game is actually good and what made me change my mind on it, because I as well used to think it was just some Rogangster game. Alright, so first up, let's just go off of attention to detail, I suppose we'll just call it that. So not all of the cars are that detailed. Most are just mid-level detail because they don't want to lag. And that's something this game did well, is it's pretty big, but it doesn't lag hard. So what's cool is you hit this button right here, and the roof literally goes up and down. It's all animated. Forza Horizon 4 didn't even have stuff like this. This is just really awesome to me that Roblox games are doing this. And people could be like, oh, well, Accelerate X does that. But that's just the developer car. They never added in. Also, windows go up and down. That's really cool. And then with another car, the Murcielago Roadster, I'm just going to give two examples. There might be more. I'm not too sure. These are just two that I really appreciate and find cool. So here's this car. I'll go into manual, and when you shift up, you can see that the shifter will actually like move around, which is just really cool. The fact that they added the shifter to move around. It's just neat. It's not something you see. And then this also has windows. So there's like two examples. It's just attention to detail. Then when you look at the map, it's all detailed, like mansions, which I'll throw a picture of, are detailed inside, stuff like that. So just the attention to detail in this game is good. The map looks really good. Now let's move on to the next thing. The next thing that I like about this game is the job selection. Now obviously, most of the jobs are rather boring, like fintech, for example, where you just sit and you can auto farm or whatever you do there. But there are some really fun ones, like firefighter, where you actually can drive around. There's like a whole training thing over here, which is like super sick. There's fire trucks in this game, and all of these are free, which I quite like. Like, while this game has a lot of like game passes, a lot of these are just free. And I like how they have just like water parks and just banks. It's just fun. If you're into roleplay especially, they have a large selection of jobs. So that's the second thing I like about this game that made me change my opinion is, well, yeah, there's criminals and stuff, and there are a lot of Rogangsters. There are a lot of jobs that aren't Rogangster jobs, and that you can have a lot of fun on, whether that be role-playing or actually like putting out fires and stuff like that, training. So the next thing I like about this game is sort of just, and it's weird to say because I know a lot of people don't feel this way, but I kind of like this chassis. Now, it's not the best chassis on keyboard, but no chassis is great on keyboard. However, when you drive it on Xbox, it actually feels pretty good. Like, yes, everything is proportional. The steering is good. It's just good on Xbox controller, and that's why I play it on Xbox controller. It just feels really nice on it. Oops, scrape my car. Well, I do like the chassis in this game. And then moving on to the next thing is the sounds, which are just, they're not like the greatest, but they're also not the worst. I like them over, say, Ultimate Driving sounds, but they're not as good maybe as Driving Empire sounds. They're just mid-tier, but they're still not bad. They're plenty good. Next thing I like about this game is the car selection, which is actually pretty good. Now, you can only have 40 cars in your garage unless you have the double garage space game pass, but still doesn't really matter. I guess it's a fairly cheap pass, like 300 Robux time. So they have a large selection of cars. Let's start, you have coupes, all of those, a few hatchbacks. There's not many hatchbacks, but that's whatever. A large selection of SUVs, which I find really cool because I feel like SUVs, even though I'm always going to be using supercars and hypercars, people still like their SUVs. So I do enjoy the fact that, or not enjoy, but like the fact that they added a lot of SUVs for people who are more into that kind of thing. Again, same with just sedans. Most people don't really care about sedans, but I do like the fact that they added all of these in. Pickup trucks, I like those as well. And then the supercar selection is pretty solid. It's not the biggest supercar selection, obviously, but they have a nice amount of them, and then they have more of them coming all the time. Hypercars, again, not the biggest of selections, but I mean, it's not bad, and they still have new ones coming. Classic cars. On the classic car side, not as many as I would like to see, but they still have a decent amount, and I especially like some of their choices going with the Pantera and stuff like that. I just think that's really cool, and I wish more games had those. I like the emergency vehicle selection they have with the different types of fire trucks, which is just really neat. I also like the amount of police cars you have to choose from. It's pretty nice as well. Vans, I mean, this category could use a bit of work. And then another thing I really like is that this game has motorcycles, which I find to be really cool because that's something you don't see most games that have, or they just have cars and, no motorcycles. So it's really cool that they went with both. Another thing I forgot to mention with the cars list is they are often adding in limited time cars, such as the Code GT500, the Lamborghini Reventon Spider, and the McLaren F1, so on and so forth. The final thing I really like about this game is just how easy getting money is in it. As you can see, I have 9.7 million, and yes, I do have 2 times rate and 2 times promotion and 2 times pay, so I basically make 4 times money. But they're not that expensive. Each pass is 400 Robux. And I obviously work at FinTech, but what's nice is, for those of you who don't know, is you can auto farm at FinTech, and it's perfectly legal in this game to just auto farm. Like, the developers don't care. So you can auto farm at FinTech very easily. I make like 600 grand an hour with all my stuff. And that gives me a lot of money to just go ahead and buy what I like, which I personally like after, grinding out games like Ultimate Driving, which I had, thousands and thousands of miles and thousands of hours invested in grinding for useless cars. And then games like Driving Empire, which I've still grinded a fair amount. It's nice to just be able to not just grind your life away, but, get to actually play the game. Because in all those games you would grind, you'd get burnt out, and you'd never really enjoy what you got. But in this game, you can sort of just make money and then buy whatever you want, and then just have fun playing the game, which I like a lot more over the other way. So that's a lot of fun too. And tomorrow I'm going to have a video on this channel explaining how to auto farm and the best ways to do it. So look out for that tomorrow, I guess. And so that's kind of my opinions on why Southwest Florida is not a good game. Obviously, when I first started playing it for live streams and stuff, a lot of people would just be on the criminal team robbing stuff, and that's, I think, what gave it a Rogangster, sort of reputation. And then a lot of people just never came back. And nowadays, it's just really not like that in most servers. So yeah, Southwest Florida, in my opinion, has just become a better game overall with community, and is just a solid game and doesn't deserve the reputation it has. If you all liked the video and stuff, good, I guess. Thank you all for watching this video. Again, I'll have another video out tomorrow on how to auto farm this game. Sorry, my channel upload schedule has been garbage. I've just been busy with school and stuff in real life, so yeah, that's basically why. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Venom.